Hi, children of class 8. Today I, Ashish, your computer teacher, is going to teach you computer, and our first topic is computer networks. As I have your book in your, as I have book in your book in my hand, and as you can see, I am beginning from here. Computer network. The literal meaning of network. First of all, the literal meaning of network is defined as a system of sharing information or services among a group of interconnected people or things. We use different types of networks in our daily life. For example, radio, television. Something happens in Delhi or any corner of the world and we can watch it on TV, or even nowadays thanks to internet we can watch it on our phone or maybe this laptop or computer. And it happens surely because of network. And network can be, and yes, the various types of medium which are used to connect these various devices, they can be wired or wireless or maybe electromagnetic waves. Now come to this our topic name, that is computer network. What is computer network? A computer network is a group of computers that are connected to each other through communication channels for sharing data. This is the definition given in your book, but if I put it in simple terms, a computer network is a network, or even we can, and it happens because all across the world so many devices in the form of computers, server, in the form of LAN, WAN, they all are connected with each other, maybe by wired medium or wireless medium. Okay, I know few of the terms you should know first before you understand all these concepts. Basically, computer network consists of mainly two parts. One is server, and if I define server is a central computer which literally connects or provides information to all the computers which are connected with each other, or maybe even our phones. And now come to this node. A node is a computer or electronic device which is attached to the network is called node. For example, if you are watching this video and then via YouTube or maybe school's channel, so ultimately your computer is an example of node. Now surely people have put up made a computer network, so there must be some advantages to it. What are the advantages of creating a computer network? First of all, surely sharing of data or exchange of information. Data can be shared so quickly all across from one corner of the world to another corner of the world. Second one, cost effective, as surely one data gets transmitted all across the channel, all across the devices which are attached with each other, so it becomes cost effective. Communication, third point is communication. Surely to communicate with each other, nowadays what happens in any corner of the world, we can just watch it within the happening of that minute, or even sometimes live we watch it. Thanks to this, surely communication has become fast or quick, and easy access and maintenance of information. A computer network enables sharing across the network, for example, and this makes information easier to use and maintain among the network users. And nowadays, now come to this some basic terminology of this computer network lesson. Surely to understand this computer network, you need to know the terminologies of that network, and that basically forms the network hardware of this. For example, first of all, some basic hardware is needed to set up wired networking, or to make this computer network we need to know the few terminologies, and they are: first one, network interface card or controller, or it is called even NIC. NIC is called Ethernet card or network adapter. A computer must have a NIC to get connected over a network. For example, even if any device, if any of your computer which is attached to the internet must be having NIC within it, and that is even sometimes called NIC card or any. And now come to the second one, Ethernet hub. It is commonly known as hub. It is a hardware device used to connect various devices and make them a single segment. You must have seen that in our computer lab. Few of the computers, you switch on one CPU, and in 4 or 5 computers you get it gets switched on, and ultimately data from one computer, from data from one CPU can be seen across in 5 monitors across us. That's an example of that hub, and you must have seen some lights blinking onto that one, and all the LAN cards, all the wires are connected to that, and that is an example of hub. Switch is also similar to hub, but it has more ports, means more computers can be connected to switch as compared to hub. But it's a when you want to connect more computers onto a network with each other, then we normally go for switch. Network cables, surely wires or wireless mediums are needed nowadays. Why, you must have seen in our class or our computer lab that wires are connected with that port, that hub, or so we need network cables before data can be transmitted from one computer to other computers. And there are, so you are not supposed to know that much hardware. For example, in your book it is provided the wires can be of twisted pair cables and coaxial cables and optical fiber cables. No need to mug up the definition of these are basically hardware terms which you are not going to use that in your class at least. Now come to this modem. Modem basically stands for modulation and demodulation. Modem is even present in our monophones, whenever even our landline phones. Modem's main function is to convert digital signal to analog signal and analog signal to digital signal. For example, when we speak, when you dial a number to your relative, you speak in your own voice, then your voice is analog. Your voice is an example of analog signal, and then this analog signal gets converted by your phone in the form of digital format, and then get transmitted over the electromagnetic wave, and then when it reaches your relative's phone, their signal reaches in the form of electronic form. There again your relative's phone converts that digital signal to analog form, so that your relative can hear your voice in an analog format or in your own voice. And the same thing happens when your relative speaks, and that's again the same process happens vice versa. So when signals are converted from digital to analog, it is called basically modulation, and when signals are converted from analog to digital, it is called demodulation. This is the main function of modem. Okay, students, for today only this much. Bye. Thank you.